In this video, I'll walk through patching in TraceRMM. TraceRMM patching lets you create patch policies, assign those policies to clients, sites, or individual devices, automatically approve or deny patches based on rules, and manually install patches from the device page when needed. To start, go to Patching from the left-hand navigation. This opens the Patching Policy area. This is where patch schedules, assignments, approval rules, and patch catalog visibility are managed. To create a new patch policy, click New Schedule. At the top, enter a name for the policy. In this example, I'm creating a policy for Client A. Next is the description field. This is optional, but it is useful for explaining what the policy is for, especially once you have multiple patch policies. The Enabled checkbox controls whether the policy is active. If the policy is disabled, it can exist in TraceRMM, but it will not actively apply. Next is Update Source. This controls where Windows updates are pulled from. In this example, the source is set to Windows Update. Under Policy Controls, you can configure how updates should be handled. The Configure Active Hours option lets you control active hours behavior, so patching can avoid normal working times. The Configure Update Channel option lets you control the update channel used by the policy. The Update option controls how patches are handled. For example, the policy can automatically download and install updates instead of only detecting or downloading them. There are also policy options like Enable Delivery Optimization and Disable Fast Startup. Delivery optimization can help Windows manage update delivery more efficiently. Disabling fast startup can be useful because fast startup can sometimes interfere with update and reboot behavior. Next is the Maintenance Window section. This controls when patching is allowed to run. You can choose the recurrence, such as weekly. You can choose the duration, such as a 4-hour window. You can set the start time, such as 10 p.m. You can also choose the time basis. In this example, the schedule uses the agent's time, meaning the maintenance window is based on the local time of the endpoint. Then choose the weekly days when the policy is allowed to run. In this example, Monday is selected. Next is Reboot Behavior. This controls what happens when patches require a reboot. You can configure whether the reboot happens immediately, whether the user is notified, or whether the reboot is delayed. If a delay is used, you can choose the number of delay minutes. After that is Assignments. Assignments control where the patch policy applies. A policy can be assigned at different levels, such as client, site, or device. In this example, the policy is assigned to a client. Select the assignment type, search for the target, and click Add. The assignment is queued before saving. Once the schedule is saved, the assignment becomes active. TraceRMM supports multiple patch policies applying to the same device, but the most specific policy wins. The priority order is device greater than site greater than client. So if a client-level policy, site-level policy, and device-level policy all apply to the same endpoint, the device-level policy takes precedence. If there is no device-level policy, the site-level policy applies. If there is no site-level policy, the client-level policy applies. This lets you set a broad default policy at the client level, override it for a specific site when needed, and then override it again for an individual device if that device needs its own patching behavior. Next are the auto rules. Auto rules let you automatically approve or deny patches based on criteria. You can create an auto approve rule or an auto deny rule. Then choose the field to match against. For example, rules can match against fields like KB title category, source release date status. Then choose the operator, such as contains, and enter the match value. For example, you can create an auto approve rule where the title contains security. You can also create an auto approve rule where the category contains security intelligence. And you can create an auto deny rule where the category contains driver. That means security-related patches can be approved automatically, while driver updates can be denied automatically. After each rule is configured, click Add Rule. Like assignments, rules can be queued before saving. Once the policy is configured, click Save Schedule. After saving, the policy appears in the schedule list on the left. The Patch Catalog section shows the patches being reported by devices in the assigned scope. One important detail, the patch catalog will not populate until the schedule is saved and the policy has an assignment. Before saving, TraceRMM does not yet know which devices should be used to build the catalog. After the schedule is saved, the catalog loads the available patches reported by the assigned devices. The catalog is split into patch approval views, including pending, approved, and denied. Pending patches are patches that have been detected but have not been approved or denied yet. Approved patches are patches allowed by policy or manual approval. Denied patches are patches blocked by policy or manual denial. In this example, the auto-approve rules approve security-related updates, and the auto-deny rule denies driver updates. The table also shows useful patch details like KB, title, release date, category, source, approval state, affected agents, and installed count. You can use filters and columns to adjust what you are looking at in the catalog. Next, I'll show patching from an individual device. Open a device, then expand the patching section. The device page shows the effective patch policy for that endpoint. It also shows the apply patch policies, so you can see which policies are affecting the device. This is useful when multiple patch policies exist and you need to confirm which one is actually winning. Again, the most specific policy takes precedence: device greater than site greater than client. The device patching section also shows compliance status, last scan time, missing patches, patch status, reboot status, and the list of Windows OS patches reported by the device. From here, you can manually install patches, you can select specific patches and click Patch Selected. Or you can click Patch All Available to install all available approved patches for that device. This is useful when you need to patch one machine immediately instead of waiting for the scheduled maintenance window. Finally, the Client tab shows patching at the client level. From the client page, you can see the patching policy and patching compliance information for that client's devices. This helps confirm which patching policy is applied at the client level and gives a higher level view of patch status across that client. So to summarize, TraceRMM patching uses policies called schedules. A patch policy controls update source, policy controls, maintenance window, reboot behavior, assignments, and automatic approval or denial rules. Auto-approve and auto-deny criteria can match fields like KB, title, category, source, release date, and status. Policies can be assigned to clients, sites, or devices. Multiple patch policies can apply to a device, but the most specific policy wins: device, then site, then client. The patch catalog shows patches reported by devices in the assigned scope, and it loads after the policy is saved with an assignment. Patches can also be installed manually from the device page using Patch Selected or Patch All Available. That gives TraceRMM both scheduled policy-based patching and manual patch control from individual devices.